Hello. My name is Kevin. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. The Maniacs are here and it's Friday, so it must be time for a fun shot. I said like I didn't know. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. This is a classic. This is Honey Heist by Grant Howitt. This is bears in hats who cannot speak English but think that they can. They have two stats, bear and criminal, and that will move back and forth depending on the success or failure of their actions over the course of the evening. They can also voluntarily move them back and forth as well. So if you ever get to a point where you're getting near having 6 bear or 6 criminal, let me know and I will tell you how you can fix that. Because you do want to fix it. Because if you get to 6 bear, you go feral. You'll lose all your higher reasoning functions because you're bears. Anyway, your limited higher reasoning functions. It's not an oxymoron, I'm sure. But they will fade away and you will return to a completely barrel form where you will knock your hat from your head and head back into the wilderness. On the other hand, if you ever get to 6 criminal, in other words, if things are going really well, because when things go well, you move towards criminal. When things go poorly, you get mad and move back towards bear. If you ever get to criminal 6, you immediately turn on the rest of your party, grab everything of value you can get your paws on, and head for the hills. And I will let the rest of them chase you down and kill you. So, this is ending one way or the other. So, with that, we have already created the characters before we started tonight. So, very quickly, let's go around the table and get you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us who you are, what you're good at, and most importantly, because it never comes up, what hat you are wearing. Let's start with Smolder.
I am Smolder. I'm a honey badger, and I will make all of the carnage. However, in the middle of my carnage, I have all of the brains of the operation because of my beautiful, beautiful trophy.
Excellent. One unhinged honey badger. Bernadette. Who is Bernadette?
Bernadette is a slick polar bear who can swim. I am the driver of this operation, and as you can see, I'm wearing a little fancy tiara.
As a driver should. And
Yep.
that leaves us with Snarls Barkley. Tell us a little bit about Snarls, if you wouldn't mind.
Snarls is giant grizzly bear. He's very scary. Very scary. I'm little crazy though. Is fine, no worries. I let Smolder pretend he is brains of operation, but I am brains of operation. You know why? I have Fez.
Mr. Fez, I heard that.
In Russia, it's polar bear wears you. Okay, so that is the. Don't you look at me like that. That is the party that we have in this evening's show. But we have played, I will admit, we've played Honey Heist a number of times now. So I had to do something different. And one of our cast members this evening is rather a fan of a game which is coming out in video format very soon and which has come out in a print RPG format, which has possibly consumed his life for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So as not to break his train of thought, we're going to stay thematic to that tonight. And tonight we are playing Shadowbrune: The Adventure. So that would have been funny too, but it's too late. Whoever rolled that, Bernadette, you're already a something.
Sorry. It was an accident.
It's all good.
So washed up, he doesn't even get to be in the show.
Yeah. So, because of this setting in the near future, you guys are You're cyber bears. I mean, let's just crank this right up. You have whatever cyber abilities you want to have. Throw them at me. Make them up as we go. I don't care. Let's do this. You are cyber bears wearing hats, and instead of sticky, messy, old-fashioned OG honey, you are all addicted to honey chips. Small chips that go in a socket behind your ears. Don't ask me how bears have sockets in their heads. I don't know either, but you do. And when you put stim chips in there, you get the sensation of various honeys. But it's like honey concentrate because you're badasses and you are addicted to this. So this is like 10 liters of honey to the second, sort of. This is like jump up and run up and down the street kind of honey. But it's all a chip and it's all in your head. There's at least 2 that you guys have heard is in here. One of them is an organic honey that is supposed to be so calming and relaxing that it actually doesn't make you run around like a maniac. And the other stuff you've heard about is supposed to be the sleepiest honey ever. It's called Black Orchid. And it's supposed to actually allow you to sleep, which you guys haven't done in a while. The problem is, because this is the world that you live in, security is fraught with peril for you. The building you need to get in, is protected by multiple laser grids and robot guards and CCTV cameras. The only other thing you know for sure is that weirdly, humans, CCTV cameras cannot tell the difference between a bear wearing a hat and a human. So, you stand in downtown Seattle, because these are always in Seattle because it rains and cinematically it's really intense. So there's all that, you're standing on a long street of blue and yellow neon, some of it flickering in the pouring rain, the street itself reflective and shiny, and yet everybody's still wearing sunglasses and none of the cars have got their headlights on. The whole city towers above you, thrumming in other people's money. The 3 of you stand at the corner of Seattle and Seattle, looking down at the sprawl. You know somewhere down there is the chip heist of all chip heists. Because there's nothing like honey chips. Please stop me. What are you guys doing?
So
we have a grizzly, a honey badger, and a polar bear standing on a hill. Standing on the remains of Mount St. Helens. Let's just go.
Seattle's gotten real big.
Yeah, it's the Seattle sprawl. That's yes.
Seattle sprawl.
Beard runner. Oh, thank you.
I put cybears in there earlier.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was proclaiming. I wasn't reading.
Yeah. Cybears.
Cybears.
You're on a hill, yes.
Yes, you are looking down at the city.
Time to slide down the hill. Get down on that belly and just whoosh.
Well, but just before you do that, we got to remember the world that we're in. You are standing on this hill, and right next to you is a parking lot. And in that parking lot is any number of eco-friendly West Coast vehicles. All different kinds. Tourists out and about walking around, and again, because you're wearing hats, they cannot tell that you are not people. So, driver of this outfit, given that information, would you like to change your plans? There's no point in walking to Seattle.
Right.
Why can't we make walking faster?
Walking is faster with wheels
Yes.
on. Yeah.
Slowly looking at Bernadette, she's like, you should help with that. You know how to drive. I don't have license.
You're a little taller than I am. Do you smell anything interesting from up there?
Get up and just. I smell honey chips. in the city. We need to get to the city. I tell you this before. We need to get to city.
So I'm looking
Bernadette.
around
I will
for
follow
the
plan.
perfect vehicle.
What is the perfect vehicle? You tell me.
It's going to be one that
Plenty of
fits a
leg room.
big bear butt, obviously, because polar bears are not that small.
They will all
So-
fit. Don't worry about that. What
I have the perfect truck. The
your perfect
nondescript
ride?
red soda truck.
The soda truck.
I prefer Beef
Nondescript.
Strangler, but I will be okay with this.
Soda, you say, not naming any name brands associated with red and white trucks in any way, shape, or form at all.
I just got that.
Yes, you. So you leap into the front of the truck.
Red truck. Oh my gosh.
The driver looks at you and says, "They didn't tell me that we were doing the Christmas thing already. Sign here." And he's trying to hand you a sheet that says that you're taking responsibility for the truck.
I just take my paw, press
Yeah.
a button on the back of it,
Yeah.
and it turns into like an ink pad, and I just go pop right on there. Stamp right on it on the paper there. That's my signature.
Wow, you're like a method actor. I really don't care. And he gets down out of the truck and just walks away. Keys are in the
And of
ignition.
course,
Can you see out of that thing? And as he steps out of the truck, you hear, "Psst," and you look down, and what he opened was definitely not a non-alcoholic beverage in a can. But he's off the clock now, so that's okay.
A little smash can't hurt you.
It's also a red and white can, but there's a lot more white on it, a lot less red. Also a brand name we're not going to mention. We can all play this game.
I couldn't help it. It's polar bear. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was
Oh.
perfect. Absolutely. I love it.
When in
If there was
doubt,
inspiration
run
in
it
this game, you'd already have it. So you are now the polar bear in the thing. Now, here's the trick. You did mention that polar bears are quite large. There is room for one more person in the cab. Well, one of you is a honey badger. So
Oh, I was gonna
You
go
can-
in the unusual thing on the top, because I'm assuming there's one a bottle shaped thing on the top. I was just gonna go into there.
oh yeah,
Sit in the
okay,
bottle.
yep, absolutely. So we have an unnamed honey badger in a rocket. As far as you know, that's a rocket on the roof. This truck's got a rocket, yeah. so thus
Beat me
prepared.
to it. I was gonna surf the top of the truck, so he beat me to
You
it.
can both surf the top.
You
Nobody
can
has
surf
to
it.
go inside. Do not let me tell you how to play your character in any way, shape, or form. I may add on to what you do, but no, you're both on the top of the truck. This works.
Sure, why not?
This
There's room
is
for one. We're
Seattle.
both unhinged. We're both on top of this truck.
Yeah. Push-
I'm not gonna let this little tiny
See,
friggin'
this is what we used to call
Walking
urban
rug.
surfing. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what we used to call urban surfing. We actually used to do this in the back of pickup trucks, and most of us are still alive to tell the story.
It hasn't changed, dude.
No, I know. Anyway, you guys are doing it 5 meters in the air, though, on the top of this big red truck. Well, the
And I weigh
driver.
like 400 kilograms.
Let's have our very first roll of the night. Give me a driving roll. So that's try something with 2 dice. And low numbers are good. 1, you rocket out of here. That would be a crit. You were rolling against criminal because everything you do is either bear or criminal. Anything that's bearish is bear. Everything else is criminal. So driving this is criminal. Your criminal is currently 3, and you rolled a 1, so you succeeded spectacularly. You leave. What would it be? 2 11s? Yeah, because it's a dually right at the back. So you leave double 11 skid marks heading out of the driveway, and a huge smoke cloud behind you. And the guy's, I didn't know it had a smoke machine. As he cracks yet another non-company sponsored red and white beverage. And you guys drive.
It's clink, 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 as we go down
Oh
the
yeah,
road.
the whole time as you're heading down the road, there's the endless sound of clinking glass and of liters and liters and liters of plastic bottles bouncing around inside this truck. You rolled beautifully, Bernadette. Tell us how you make your entry into downtown Seattle in the big red truck. Now, it is why not? It's Christmas season, so you found the button on the way down here that turns on all the lights.
And it's just like in the nondescript commercials.
Yes.
Glows
You can't
like
even see. It's just
the whole thing is covered in Christmas lights.
And because this is fiction, it's drawing so much power that as you drive through neighborhoods, the neighborhood itself goes dim from the power being drawn by the van driving up the middle of it.
Wi-Fi.
Everything's wireless now, even power.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Tesla.
that you're all lit up into downtown. I don't know what downtown Seattle looks like.
And then in the very, very back is speakers playing Christmas music.
Oh, of course, yeah, loudly. Just
Have to.
Singing along in Russian poorly.
yeah. Nondescript soda product. There is a small button on the dash, and you don't read English. I mean, you think you speak it, but you don't really. But it's got a little curved arrow, and at the top of the arrow, there's a cola bottle. So there's a button, and a curved arrow, and a cola bottle.
Boom.
And
I'm 13.
you're driving, and you look up here, like along the lip, and there's a tubes comes sticking out the front, and just you're kind of looking, what the hell? And poof, it fires a 2-liter bottle of nondescript cola, poof, like a cannon shell down the street.
I have to remember that one.
And there's a little flash, a couple words come up on the screen, and if you could read it, it said, gift sent.
I like this truck.
So as you're driving along, you discover that, and very shortly after that, you come around. You get to the end of a block that you were driving down, and you have to turn one way or the other. So you turn left to head into downtown. Weirdly, and for apparently completely unconnected reason, the window ahead of you is utterly shattered, and the alarm in that building's going off. Can't imagine what caused that. And you turn left and head into downtown. Behind you, a fireman leans in and goes, "Is that a..." And poof, a 2-liter catches him right between the eyes. Down he goes. Oblivious to that, you guys head deeper into Seattle, following Snarls Barkley's nose, because that's what Snarls is famous for, his nose.
Have you seen the nose on a grizzly bear? They're huge, and they just go over the whole place.
And you get sniffing so hard, the lips forget that they're not attached to the nose, and they start moving with the nose. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And everybody around you is going, "How can he smell anything? He smells so bad." You rolled in stuff that died, man. That's not cologne.
I ate some of it too.
And you, because of your, you are an addict. You know exactly where it is. There's a big building downtown, and of course, it's not in the building. It's around behind the building in the car park. But there still will be lasers and robot guards and cameras. But you know a way in. So
follow my nose.
Yeah, grab onto the can and then just start pointing directions. You guys slam to a stop near this building. You can see all around you. The second your vehicle comes to a stop, the RoboCop drones start turning and giving you the robot stink eye, and they start sort of moving towards you. You look up the street, there's a parking bot already coming down the road. It's already printing the ticket.
I take Smolder, shake him a little, and throw him at the bots.
No.
and one assumes carnage ensues.
It better ensue.
Okay, give me 2 dice. Try something with 2 dice as you hurl yourself through the air. Oh dear.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, you need to roll 3s or less to succeed. That's 2 failures. So
Actually,
you are hurled.
I mean, I was hurled by snarls.
Yep.
Yes.
So it's what happened on the ground that went horribly wrong.
Okay, so yeah, you're perfectly
a
right.
throw.
Give me a throw, which is just one die. Bernadette? Or
No,
no,
what do you mean?
Snarls.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
fail. Yeah, so actually, this is even
Whiff.
better. I know exactly what happened here. You went to pitch him, but you kind of howitzered him instead. You let him go way over here, and he went up in the air. So he's just clawing the sky, just raging with nothing to fight until he starts to fall backwards towards the ground. And he's a honey badger, not a cat. You see him try to turn a couple times, but he's wide and flat, so he kind of parachutes, and he can't get turned over. And he does land directly on top of one of the droids, but all that does is basically fold him in half. And the droid tucks a ticket into his mouth, a parking ticket.
This is recyclable paper.
Bernadette, you saw that happen. What are you doing? You're still in the truck.
I'm gonna push the button again.
Yeah,
why not? It got out a bottle the first time. Let's see if he'll do it again.
Give me give me 2 dice for this one. Why not? We'll count this as driving. It's part of the car. I'm so flexible on these one shots. I love it. Yeah, good deal. Yeah, you
Good thing. Oh,
Smolder, you're hanging there, bent over backwards. Like, this is uncomfortable, and you just get really, really angry. You just get ready to kill it, and all of a sudden, it just kind of, and it's gone from underneath you, and you fall that last sort of meter to the ground, and you look up, and it's been decapitated, and all that's left on the top of the little stalk where the head used to be is a little red bottle cap going. And the thing just goes, dunk, and falls over
Very
whatever the
effective.
electronic equivalent of dead is.
flatline.
There are still 2 right next to you. So we'll start with you. There's still 2 robots right next to you. What are you doing?
Did we kill the parking robot, or did we kill the other one that wasn't the parking robot?
You killed the parking robot. So there's 2 Robocops. Not like looking like Robocop, just like little drones. They're fightable
Okay.
for sure.
Then I'm going
Exactly
to
like
run-
the parking cop, but with a police hat.
Yeah, different hat. That's exactly the same drone, but a
There you
different
go, there
hat.
you
I
go.
love it.
Okay.
I love it.
So I'm going to run under the legs of one of them.
Yep.
Turn around, steal his hat, and hit the one on the other side of him. So the one that is
Okay.
behind me is what
Nice.
I'm going for.
Excellent.
also wanna-
Carnage me. Carnage me. So 2 dice. 2 successes. Yeah. You reach up and pull the helmet off the hat off the first one, and a bunch of wires come with it. You have time to think, what the hell? And there's a sparking bzort behind you, and the one that you just pulled the hat off dies. You look at the hat, you drive the wires into the other one, and bzort, that one starts doing the. It just starts dancing like that all over the street. Yeah, just doing a high speed vibrate.
Much better.
And
Some-
amazingly, and it's
Some smartass in a nearby car changes the channel so the music matches the speed that the robot's twitching. So.
I was about
Yeah,
to
go-
say it's because the music coming. It's matching the music coming from.
Oh,
not-
even better.
truck.
Yes, I like yours better than mine. Yes, he's
He
doing
starts
that
doing
thing.
the dance of the
I'm
sugar plum
dreaming
fairy.
of a white Christmas. Yeah.
I was gonna say the dance of
I
the
like
sugar
that
plum
better.
fairies.
Oh, yeah. You know what? As he steps away, the hat slides slightly off to the side, and all of a sudden, doom, dee, doo, dee, doom, doom, dee, doo, dee. So, yeah, you want it? You got it. It's all happening tonight. Either way, these 2 droids are no longer the droids that anybody is looking for because they're no longer droids. They have ceased to be. I'm just going to mix them all in there. You see,
I
that
give him
was,
the remains of my parking ticket.
Yeah. And as you shove it in, there's a little spark, and that horrible recycled paper starts to burn.
Ooh, you make fighter.
It starts to spread to the cheap paint that's covering the droid.
That's a
Ooh.
Starts to spread to the lithium batteries inside.
Boom.
I should probably get you.
What are you guys doing?
I smell
You're
more
like-
honey.
You're a hallway in a corner. Somebody's replaced him with Arnold. What the hell happened? He used to be Russian. Now he's Austrian. I don't trust him at all. So yeah, you're a back alley around a corner and then into the back door of this place that actually has the chips in it. What do you do? Are you going to abandon your truck?
Yep.
It'll fit in the elevator.
It'll fit if
I
you
can
make
make
a
a
hole.
new hole if I want to.
Yep. I was just going to say it'll fit if you make a big enough hole. So you bail out of the truck. There are many police coming. You can hear different sirens. These are corporate, like different corporations. They all have their own police forces. So they're coming in from all directions. There are ones that you don't want to get caught by, and there's ones that you really don't want to get caught by. And seeing as how you were bears, your identity that's definitely forged. I mean, you've certainly got it. It's like, 2077, so you've definitely got ID, but it's forged and it's bad. So you guys have to run. So you
My
bolt
name's
down
not
this.
even spelled right.
I am smaller than the two of you.
We cannot all be called the bear.
That's why I'm the badger.
So you guys run down and around the corner and skid to a stop in front of a chain link fence and a CCTV camera going bzzz, bzzz. It hasn't come all the way back to you yet.
Snarls don't miss this time.
Pitch him again?
Let's try this again. Is fastball, yes?
Yes.
Is fastball.
This fastball. Okay. We haven't been keeping track of it, but that's a success. So move one we'll start now, if I remember. Move one towards criminal. Every time you succeed, you move towards criminal. Every time you fail, you move towards bear. Please, I always forget this part, so please try and track that on your own. And let me know if you start getting your 6 and need to either eat honey or tell a flashback story.
I think Bernadette's probably pretty close at this point.
We just started because I forgot again. So, but it's up to you guys. You keep track of them. So this time, yes, it's fastball, and this time you hurl him directly at what? What are you throwing him at? The camera?
the-
Oh, right, yeah, the camera. Okay. Okay, so Carnage meets some camera. Yeah, you 4-1. Yeah, you start flying towards it, and you realize you're gonna have to. It's not quite perfect. You're gonna have to kind of flying squirrel this a little bit, and start steering and banking a little bit. And you do that, and your front claws and your teeth just—it's beautiful, man. It's like killing electronics. You can't imagine what the operator sees as the camera comes around, and it's just teeth, tongue, death.
I mean, I'm guessing
Right.
probably whatever I ate yesterday, but that's a different
Yeah,
story.
yeah, and then just crunch, and you. As you do so, you kind of forget your ass, and it kind of drops down and hits the wire where that was powering this, but has now fallen out, and it kind of catches you in the junk.
Ouch.
So you are already the most testosterone-ridden creature on the surface of the globe, and you just pulled. You've seen that video of the bear that slapped himself in the junk when he's scratching himself? You just pulled one of those.
Oh,
Except with electricity.
Ouch.
So
something will die.
that's the two of you. Bernadette, these boy bears do not know how to behave.
But I'm over the fence.
You are gnawing your way through the fence and the camera, yes. Yeah. Bernadette, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna knock the fence down.
Right.
I
In a
think
very
I've got
regal
the
fashion.
camera.
Bernadette is the heaviest out of the three of us. She is the
Oh, yeah.
largest.
By leaps and
That's
bounds.
a
Yeah.
polar bear.
Yeah.
Just
With a tiara.
with a
With a
So as
tiara.
you know,
I'm going to, you know what?
I come
There's
up
very few place opportunities for you to swim in this. So I am going to retroactively change that to act regally. And storming through the door as if you owned it, it counts. Give me 2 dice, please.
I'm on the list.
No.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Luckily,
Thanks,
your
electrified.
lowest die wasn't a 6 because that's bad. Yes. I am afraid you got there before I did. It is an electrified fence. So you stride up to it and push on it, and every single hair on your body stands straight up like an electrocuted poodle. Just you
Well,
now
that was very
you are
nice.
just a big gigantic puffball that's vibrating slightly. However, being regal, you force your way through. The fence breaks. But yeah, as you, as you step close to who is it? Let's make it even
Ground,
worse.
still on the ground, or
Yeah,
Smolder.
Smolder. You're just starting to literally come down off this wall, and as you move past Bernadette, you get the static shock of a lifetime. Like 50 uncles dragged their woolly socks across the carpet for an hour and exhorted you all at once.
I was just electrocuted, and this hurts even more. I
Yeah.
don't understand
It's
electricity.
like a slight pause. Bernadette flashes. Bolt 3.
Yeah. On the bright side, Bernadette, you lose some, but not all of your fluff. So there might be another one or two in there.
Why don't you go see if there's a keypad or something?
That's an idea.
You step through, and as if saying it brings it into reality, the back of the building appears, and there's a door there with a keypad right next to it. Remember, you guys are cyber bears too, so you didn't have to be, let's go.
I mean, I may as well wings at this point.
Who's doing what? Who's overriding this thing how?
Should I try and shock it, boys?
No, I'm going to scare it into opening for us.
That works.
I have Terrify.
For reasons, give me 2 dice. Normally, it would have been one of the very few times I said no on a one shot, but there are reasons. A 2 and a 1.
Oh, dang.
Wow. You just at this panel, 12 number, the 12 buttons, right? 3 by 4, 1 to 0, and the pound key, and and a little tiny lens this big. Spit all over it. The little lens goes and disappears inside, and the hole it was in closes. The little buttons, one at a time, draw back in, and boom, the shield drops over it. The door cracks open a little bit, and a yellow liquid comes out from underneath.
I just scared the piss out of a door.
Yes, you did.
Don't see that every day.
I'm feeling quite nefarious at this point, just so y'all know.
The door cracks open. You look in, and it is as you feared, Snarls. This room is crisscrossed. You can see it because of the dust in the air. It is crisscrossed with green lasers. You've all seen the movies.
The worst kind.
It is. These aren't the ones that set off an alarm that goes beep, beep. These are the ones that cut off your foot. It's not an alarm system so much as a defense system.
I don't think fastball will work this time.
I didn't think so either. Cola truck might, but we don't have that no more.
I mean, they look like the very cutty kind.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do anything with the cutty kind?
You can certainly have a look.
I throw an apple in there, just like
you think you're a brain, yeah. So yeah, you check an apple.
You think you're a brain.
It cuts in half. So yeah, give me 2 dice, and we'll see what you can figure out.
Oh, I thought that was
man. You are rolling well. You figure out.
Is there a sensitive control panel that would very much not like a laser shined in its general direction?
What you find, you kind of lean in and look, and it's actually only 2 lasers and a bunch of mirrors. And you could, from where you are, you're little, you could reach 2 of these mirrors, one sort of to either side of the door. And you're not quite sure where it would go, but you could, because they're fixed mounts, so you'd have to sort of break them and have them go some other direction. So you could do that, certainly.
You still have Apple.
It would be 2 halves on the floor.
You have half apple, yeah. The other half's just out in the air in the middle, in the green stuff, yeah.
Can you throw apple at this weird thing that seems to be bouncing lasers around? Because I don't know how close I want my hand to the thing.
Wow,
The
electrocuted
possibility
a
of
honey
failure.
badger and suddenly he's reasonable. It's weird.
I don't know. You've taken me unhinged and you shot him a few times.
He's already got bald patches in difficult to explain places. Sitting
I have
down.
another
All
apple.
this,
I have
He'll
another
be
apple.
sitting on a burn scar for quite some time. Sorry, Bernadette, go ahead.
Comes up with another apple.
Okay, yeah, of
Two
course.
of them,
oh,
Absolutely.
oh, I am
Yeah.
good at throwing. I give another try.
So you have an apple dispenser now, Bernadette. That's now canon. That's in your other arm.
Canon.
Very yeah.
Other
That's a
arm
cola
turns into an
cannon.
apple cannon.
And I had to pause there because I damn near said the brand name. So yes, you now have an apple dispenser, which I'm imagining would be very, very useful in the Arctic, because your vitamin C in the middle of winter. So yes, you hand him another apple. Who's throwing it?
I was gonna give it a shot because I've pretty much been throwing everything so far.
Well, you have an apple dispenser, and you both have an arm. So and there's 2 targets, so there's no reason why you can't both throw.
All right, sure. Try something or with the 2?
Nobody's got throw as an ability, so
Whoa.
just one.
I whiff.
Oh my.
Oh, jeez.
I'm definitely getting hit by one of these.
Bonk.
Okay. So you
Might have felt
guys
this
sort
on
of,
your-
and it's, I mean, you both failed with exactly the same number too. So you both failed. So move one towards bear. I vaguely remember to do this sometimes. Smolder, move one towards criminal for your success, your excessive success on figuring this out. The last round. And yeah, you're back in the hall. You're like, I'm not getting anything to do with this. The 2 of them lean in perfect synchronicity because you both rolled 5s. You hurl your apples. You hit these little prisms on the wall, and they just kind of, which means the lasers. This place now looks like a disco in here. It's just and it's hitting other ends and just randomly firing around the room. You guys can smell and hear burning concrete as the lasers scrape across the inside of this room. They start coming out towards you. Yeah, they absolutely start coming out towards you guys too in this hall. What do you do?
Gonna
Well,
back up out of their range and
Yep. You start.
can I
picking up.
see any lasers
calm
not
down and
bouncing
try it
around?
again, maybe.
There's you, because you were looking in there before. You know where the 2 actual laser sources are. The actual lasers.
Okay. My plan was to charge in there and try to get at least one of them.
Okay. You run into the room. Give me 2 dice for being for thinking you're the brains. This is my equivalent of a perception roll. Yeah, one of those worked.
This way.
You run in and you're kind of looking up. Okay, there's one there and there's one there. This one's going on, and you're trying to time your bouncing, trying to focus your rage, and just finally you just get, and I'm just going straight for it. You just start running directly at one of the laser mounts in the wall. The lasers are going over you, around you. You get your ear pierced without even knowing it. You're just like, there's a tattoo burned into your arm in the shape of a star. You don't even know how it happened, but you just across the room, and just as you're reaching for this laser, it gets pulled out of the mount from behind and pulled down. On the bright side, that means half the lasers in this room just shut off, but you're looking right at the face of a koala. A face full of leaves.
Clearly the mastermind.
The hole's
Give you one
about
of
this
them,
big. You could probably get through.
Not a bear. He's not one of us.
Says the
but
guy
then I
who's
can-
pretend. It says the guy who isn't a badger.
Oh yeah.
Mm. I may find something behind this hole, so I will pursue this
You
new
just-
course and direction.
right through the hole. He hardly reacts at all. So give me a carnage. And what is your bear at the moment? Bear
My
stat?
bear is currently at 2.
2. Okay. you just like about 3/4 of the way through the hole, right? And then your hat starts to fall off, so you grab it and pull it back on, just so there was a reason to have a hat. As you do so, you look up and you're thinking there's no threat, it's a koala. And as you look up, a sloth with its huge, long, curved claws, ever so slowly. By the time you look up, the punch is already coming. And it's just like you're trying to scramble to get out of the way, and you can't, and it just keeps coming. And you scramble some more, and it just keeps coming. And finally, and just when it gets you, all of a sudden it's crack, and right across the face, and you're almost knocked unconscious by this sloth.
Joke's on him. I still had static charge from earlier.
So, you get to see something nobody ever sees. You get to see a fast sloth. Because as that finishes, it discharges into his arm. All his fur stands up, and he starts to jump around this little room behind him, going, ooh, 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 ooh. And everywhere he touches, it's sparking, like he's shorting himself out. And, no. You see the fastest sloth ever, but you are still stuck in this hole, semi-concussed from the punch. Bernadette and Snarls, you guys look into the room. There's now only one laser, and it's kind of ramping down. Maybe somebody's unplugging it or powering it down. Something's happening to the one laser that's left. And when you look into the room, all you can see is Smolder's ass coming out of a wall, just going nuts.
Tovarish, that's not where honey is.
Dear me, that's not
technically
reasonable.
it is back behind that wall. So
Oh, it is behind that wall.
Yeah.
I can't smell it. His ass is in the way.
this is all you can smell is his ass. Yeah. At that moment, the two of you see the other laser out of its socket and gets dropped down. So now there's no lasers left in this room. And peeking through that hole, there's two smaller heads. One is clearly a red panda, you know, the little ones. The other one is a dog in a furry coat that's got fake ears on top. And you realize you look, and it's a dog in a red panda coat. And the two of them look through the hole. Oh! And they're gone. So there's these two little holes. One of them's got an ass sticking out of it. And then between that on the wall, there's a door to the next room where you know you can smell it in your electromagnetic soul. Let me rephrase that. You can smell it in your electromagnetic hole in the back of your head.
It starts beep, beep,
Oh.
beep, beep,
Yeah,
beep,
the
beep.
muscles back here that don't do anything start twitching. You can tell you're getting needy because your ears starting to bounce. It's right there
Fez
through that door.
The fez
What do you
just goes
two
like
guys-
this back and forth because it's on one of the ears.
It's on one of the ears.
It's just
There you
wiggling.
So you guys are in the room. What do?
I'm gonna walk over to Smolder's flailing tushy
Yep.
and just say, my, dear, this isn't very regal, and just yank him out by the tail.
Oh, and everything that you can see is burned. Like everything in that region has been electronically burned. So you grab his stubby little badger tail and back out the hole. How do you come out of this? Like, are you still trying to kill the two of them on the other side when they pull you out? Are you still just or have you kind of come down a little bit from the punch?
Just a little bit. The
It's
moment
been-
this door's open,
Oh.
this door opens, I'm going straight left.
You've been bested. That is the issue, right? So the three of you now in the room. The door is just right there in front of you.
All right. I'm going to yell at it again because clearly my roar likes to. Well, sorry. I yell at it again because
Yes.
roar with speaker in throat, it tells doors to open. This is how it works.
Magic
Oh.
is good speakers. Yes,
Yes.
is Bo's throat.
Yeah. If you look down when he roars, you see a pair of subwoofers.
Okay, hit me some 2 dice.
Yeah.
A 4 and a, what is your bear currently at? Because this is definitely a bear thing.
That would, if I succeed, it moves me towards bear. Correct.
No, if you succeed, it moves you towards criminal.
All
When
right.
you get angry, you move towards bear. When you fail and get angry, you move towards bear.
I am. What is that? I guess that would be 5 criminal.
So you
I'm
got
very-
one bear left. It's okay. You
Yeah.
rolled a 1. With the last vestige of your bearness, you kind of give in to the virtual bear within and let loose this
Bear.exe.
shrieking- Yeah, you subconsciously you download the dragon roar, the famous dragon roar, and add that to your roar, and you yell at this door with all of your might, and it pulls itself off of its hinges and runs away on its bottom two corners like a Disney door down the hall. Yoink, 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 yoink.
I
Oh,
told you it works.
I guess I must
This is
add
why-
more to the list.
This is why I'm brains of operation.
And you
Hmm.
guys look in, and there's a safe sitting against the far wall. It's just a little one. It's only that big, but it's mounted right in the concrete. And you know that in there are rows of chips. There are chips that could get you a job in a high-end corporation. Who cares? You're a bear. There are chips that can make you feel like you're lying on an ocean raft. Who cares? You're a bear. There are chips with honey. There are also chips with every other imaginable food you can fathom inside that safe.
Salmon?
Salmon? Oh. Not just salmon, my grizzly friend. Salmon that has been sitting beside a tidal river for about 3 days dead. I mean,
It's just drool.
bone appetite.
Not
Yeah,
even-
it's
not even-
it's shorting out the speakers. You're drooling so bad it's shorting out the speakers in your throat. You are you were at 5. So for anybody who's getting too close for comfort, if you would like to move 1 point from bear back to criminal, you need to do a flashback scene for us about when you planned this deal, and that will allow you to move 1 back that way. If you want to move 1 from criminal to bear, you need to eat some honey or experience some honey. So the 3 of you look around. You appear to be alone in this room. There are sirens in the distance. The cops are coming.
Is the
Safe.
safe electronical?
Partly, yes. It's mechanical and electronic.
At this point, I'm so insidious. My fur has turned into a tracksuit.
Bernadette, what are you doing?
I still have a charge.
Yes, you do.
At least one. So I decide I'm gonna try and take out the electronical part with that charge.
Absolutely. So you walk up and touch the control panel, and there's a hellacious zort, and your hair falls like it's the moistest day in Florida. Like just it's just hanging on you now. All the static is gone. The control panel sparks and numbers start to flash across the screen. It starts to spin in its spot. You hear a voice coming through tiny speakers in the ceiling. It says, "Stop messing with the equipment. Stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Ow, that hurts. Ow, 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 ow. Stop it. Please stop. I'll give you anything. Stop.
Where are you?
I'm everywhere. Ow, that hurts. Ow, ow."
Oh,
Please
you don't
to
think I
be
will try to
open
kill
door.
everyone. You don't know me.
Please to be opening door.
Which door? Which door?
Safe door with honey.
That's all you want? Boom, the door splang whips open at so much speed it almost knocks you off your feet. You look inside,
All
there's
4 of them?
rows and rows. Exactly, all 4 of them. There's just rows and rows of chips in here. Probably just too big a number for bears to comprehend. There are more chips in here than blueberries you ate last year before hibernating. That's how many chips are in here.
Hmm.
They can hibernate again.
And you know right away, the honey ones are always, for marketing reasons, they always look the same. They look like honey.
Look for a cart and just start.
From
I've
the
got
ceiling
big
you
arms
hear,
with claws.
can I convince anyone to not do that? Is there any way I can ask you to not take?
But is honey.
I really should have had some peripherals added. There.
Is honey.
Yeah, but the other ones aren't, and some of those aren't mine. You can have
now
all the
we
honey
have
ones. You can have all the honey ones.
I'm totally okay with this.
Yeah.
Start taking a rest. You hear? Wait.
I have like
Look.
this pocket
Yep.
that comes out, and I'm gently putting them into the pocket.
Yep. The
Just-
honey. Yep. That's yeah. You're sorting them as you go alphabetically by honey type.
Just
Yep.
picking specific lots, like, ooh, this is a good one.
Yep.
What is the status of the red and blue
And
behind
then I
you?
just toss smolder ones that I don't want.
I just looked at you and remembered what your special ability is, and then remembered that there are two NPCs unaccounted for. At this moment, a red panda and a dog dressed like a red panda come into the room and look at you as, oh, they got the honey. Get him, boy! Get him, boy! When they realize it's just the two of them, and they charge towards towards the three of you. One of you is up to their grisly waist in this tiny safe, just pulling shit out, and it's weird. It's you look at the side of it. It's actually a TARDIS company safe, and it's much bigger on the inside. So you're actually having to reach in and pull stuff out. So
All I can see is his bare butt.
now it's his ass sticking out in the air. Yeah, Bernadette, you are in the room, as is Smolder. When you
You hear a
see
Russian
this.
like lullaby, just sort of
Oh no,
muffled.
sorry. Bernadette is carefully sorting the honey ones into her her. I imagine like you used to have cigarette cases, the metal cigarette cases. Yours is like a chip case. Open it up.
Yeah.
It's like CD cases from the '90s, right? What are we listening to today? You don't want to download your want to download your stuff off the internet. You want quality chips, you know.
Bear when you
anyway.
download it, Kenny.
You're doing that, and Smolder, there they are. There's a red panda and a dog in a red panda onesie. Yes, it's actually one of those oodies that they advertise on TV that you can't pronounce unless you're Australian.
I'm just gonna go straight for the red panda.
All right, give me some
Yeah.
carnage.
I'm going to go.
Panda
straight for
goes
the
up
red
like
panda's
this.
face because I feel like
Yeah.
the dog is going to.
Yeah,
turn
it
in
tries
on
to
very
get
quickly
big.
afterwards.
The panda tries to get big and scare you as it leans back on its tail.
Because it's all they do.
Oh wow.
You're funny. I
Well,
don't care.
You I'll let you. It's your character. The channel is rated 18 plus. So tell me how you kill this red panda.
How fucked is this panda?
Well, okay.
You've
You
been
said-
electrocuted.
Oh, I
You've
don't
been
like this
stuck in a
panda.
hole. You've been abused by this guy's sloth friend.
I
What
don't
are
know
you
where the sloth
doing?
is, but the sloth is not going to be anywhere near this room because this room will be red by the time I am done with this panda.
Koala hasn't moved.
The koala's just sitting there eating eucalyptus. You realize as you look, the sloth is running away, but he's like,
He's run out of
it's going to be an
charge.
hour before he gets to the door, but he is running away. Anyway,
Red panda's problem. So
red panda.
I'm starting. So I'm probably close to them in the safe. They
Oh,
walked
yeah.
in the door, so I'm starting to charge towards them, or particularly the red panda.
Yep.
And as they rose to their on their hind legs to try to look scary,
Yep.
I have gone. Well, I'm assuming the dog is to their right, so I've jumped to the side so I could get them kind of to the side of the neck and hoping to make the dog more of a red panda.
On the way by, you just reach out
Yeah.
and just flick, and just it's gone. With two, double, and it's just, and the dog just just splash all over the dog, and then you see the tongue come out and starts licking it. And he's licking all the red panda blood off of his own face.
That's not very royal. No.
No, definitely not. Not somebody you'd want in the entourage at all.
Wonder how it tastes.
Back to the other two. Snarls, you got armfuls of this shit. They're stuck in your hair. They're everywhere. It's been a long time since you had to hit a honey man.
Yeah, am starting to think it is time to remember honey from old country. I look through and I find one that's got a hammer and a sickle on it and just pop that in there.
Russian honey. Yeah.
Smells, tastes like vodka.
Oh yeah, you put it in, you get loud and drunk immediately. You start marching up and down the room. You start doing the Russian dancing. Suddenly, your hat.
Behind me.
What was your hat before?
Fez.
Your hat
It was
was
a
a
fez.
fez.
It's now-
yeah,
it's
it's
now
now the
a-
Russian furry hat. Yeah, complete with red star on the front.
Ushanka.
Yeah.
Ushanka, that's what they're called.
There you go. Thank you. I did not know that word. Yeah, you've gone full Russian. You're the all around the place, enjoying yourself badly. Bernadette, what are you
Invisible
doing?
Vodka bottle in hand.
Yes,
There
not
is still
happy with
there is still a
but
dog.
She also sees the sloth
Yep, running away.
taking his sweet time, and it's like, you are no protector. I'm just gonna show you what for. You are a bad protector. You're gonna protect-
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna try and guilt them. So yeah, absolutely act regally. Give me 2 days. A 1 that works. I don't care what you had, unless you'd already gone feral. So that's a success. Actually, yes, success for Smolder and a success for Bernadette. So move those towards criminal.
Would me cutting somebody open still be criminal?
No, that was bear. You're right.
Okay,
That was a
I
success.
put it
So,
towards
yeah.
bear.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you get angry. And, well, I mean, you succeeded, but it was in a very bear way. So yeah, you can have bear for that. Sorry, Bernadette, I got distracted. What were you doing? You did it. What were you doing?
At this point, I'm telling the sloth paw and
Right.
just like bonking him on the head with my paw. Bump, bump,
Right.
bump, bump.
Yeah,
Like,
and being regal at him. That's what it was. I remember now.
Regal, of course.
He stops running away and he just sits down very slowly. Oh, it's not very nice. Now I'm depressed. And he
don't
just
care.
stares off into the distance. Yeah.
His mouth just slowly going down.
He just keeps getting smaller. Like you keep waiting for him to finish settling and he just keeps getting smaller. Smolder,
Very
what are you doing? There's still the dog left and the koala. The koala does not seem to be a threat. It has not moved since it pulled the laser. Yeah, it's just eating eucalyptus leaves.
Crikey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does the dog even want to be here right now, or is the
No,
dog
no,
not the
no. The
tail?
dog has forgotten about you altogether. The dog is trying to lick Panda off of itself. Like it's really enjoying the meal. It's like it found a chunk and
Ah,
and then accidentally bit itself. It's not a smart dog. It was pretending to be a red panda. And it was a perfectly good dog. So yeah,
I mean,
basically the threat is ended. So
I may have a use for a red panda costume, so trying to figure out how a honey badger would attempt to acquire it from a dog. I don't really.
I
feel like
suspect the
throwing
honey
dog
badger
down.
would try and hollow it out. Sort of
Aggressively.
Offer to trade
Yeah.
the costume for one of
The
the
dog
chips.
is
There's all
Thank
this
you,
stuff
Pat. I'm going to
inside
try
my
to-
onesie.
get the stuff outside of my onesie or out of my onesie.
Okay. Carnage that onesie.
Poor dog.
I know, right?
I have 4 bear currently.
Oh.
Is that a success?
Oh, what is
Yeah,
it? What
actually-
is your
My bear is currently 4.
4? You succeed just barely. Yeah.
We've been doing
You
it
get-
wrong the entire time.
We did it backwards. I don't. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Everything's
We just
our
roll
own.
dice so we pretend it's a game and not just us telling a story.
That's true.
There you go.
Smolder, you eviscerate the onesie. There's some yelping and stuff at the start, but that rapidly stops very, very quickly, and then it's just a matter of scraping after that. And yeah, you find yourself. Do you put it on?
I'm going to put the effort in. I may as well. Do I put the
To
hat?
put the effort in.
Do I put the hat on top of the onesie, or do I put the onesie on top of the hat?
The hat on
Well,
top of the
while you
onesie.
decide that, as you pull the onesie on, it's quite a bit smaller than you are. So it's like a wrestler, like in a skin tight suit. By the time you get it on, you look like the most muscled up red panda that has ever existed. And as you're tugging on the ears, you kind of catch a reflection of yourself in a mirror on the wall.
God.
It's also starting to ride up on the burns because it's quite a bit shorter than you are too. But yeah, you are now dressed as a blood-soaked red panda.
A very red panda.
Very red panda. Yep.
So, the enemy are gone. There are sirens outside, but you guys are in the presence of your drug of choice. There are all different kind of chips in here. What are you doing?
I'm gonna find the most regal one, pop that sucker in,
Well,
and then daintily walk my way to my truck.
Okay, your truck is princess got a truck. Yeah. I'll give you a choice. The two, probably the two sort of the two poshest ones are those two we mentioned earlier. There's one that's an organic, honey feel, which it might make you feel like the peasants brought it from the fields for you. Or there's also the black orchid, which would be sort of the like the equivalent of some like a high-end perfume sort of thing.
We'll do the organic one for now.
Okay, so you pop
Save the black orchid for when she's by herself.
You click in the organic honey chip, and you guys, the two of you see immediately the tiara blows off the top of her head and rattles into the ceiling and falls behind her. It is immediately replaced by long hair pulled up in a bun back here, a man bun. Immediately, there's facial hair comes in dark and like a pencil beard with the matching mustache. Really tight trousers form. They get too short, and a vest worn ironically with rings full of skulls on both hands. It turns out that this organic honey chip turns you into a hipster. So as a hipster, you walk ironically and uncomfortably because these pants are tight out to your red corporate wagon of capitalism as you now see it.
We have something in common now. We have things to talk about.
As you do, the other two will follow, but I want to know, well, are we sticking with the Russian? You're just sticking with that chip? You're like, I mean, it's like your home, right? I see you sort of high kicking out the door. Hoi, after.
Yeah, I've been on that one for a while. I think it's a little I think it's starting to wear out. So
yeah,
grab into my. It looks like a pot with honey spelled wrong on it.
Yeah.
We're not going to say how because I don't want to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Just dig in there, find one, and stick it in without thinking.
Okay.
I have no idea what it's like.
Absolutely. And Smolder, what are you doing?
The one that seems particularly interesting is I might take a few of the ones that help you sleep, put them in the onesie, and kind of follow them out at a distance because I'm assuming, well, other than the amount of blood, that they don't necessarily know that a red panda has been murdered on the scene just yet.
Right, they don't. Yes. And are you putting a chip in at this moment, or are you going to try and resist? I mean, it's an addiction, so you tell me. You can try and resist.
I mean, the only one that Smolder would go for was something that, would kind of have like a slight burning sensation, but he's already been burned a good bit today.
Well, there is the black orchid, which apparently will make anyone sleep.
Well, that's the one he's taken with. Well, I mean, he was going to do that when he got back to the van.
Okay, so yeah, perfect. So yeah, you roll back to the van, still just eyes this big, ready to kill everything in your path. Snarls, you picked one sort of at random.
Yep.
Okay. You pop it in. You smell sulfur and warm water. You know it's nearby. You know it sprays up into the air and then falls back down.
It's like a very large lake.
You also know for some reason you're wearing a bow tie and a collar. And you have a tiny friend who is similarly attired, but he's wearing a silly hat as well. Reach up. You are also wearing a silly folded up in the front hat. You have an overwhelming urge for picnic baskets and a fear of a certain ranger.
Oh crap! I haven't been. I was like 11 last time I watched that.
You are tripping balls in a false Yosemite as you try and steal picnic baskets with your buddy Boo Boo.
Hey
Boo Boo.
Oob
Yeah,
oob.
hey Boo Boo. We're gonna steal some picnic baskets. That is you for the next like 12 hours until this chip wears off.
And I'm talking to Oob Oob the entire time.
Yeah, Oob Oob. Yeah, because this chip is corrupted. So yeah, it's Oob
Yeah.
Oob.
I put it in backwards.
Yeah, yeah. And you guys are watching as he heads for the truck. He keeps pulling bricks out of the sidewalk. Hey, a picnic basket. By the time he gets to the truck, he's got like a dozen bricks in his arms. We're gonna eat real well. And into the truck he goes.
Eyes are
Right
just
behind.
swirling colors.
Yeah. Smolder, you step into the van, onto the top of the van. It's the only place left. Your rocket is sitting there. You climb in. You haven't slept in ever. Yeah, that's probably why you're so angry.
Probably.
You have, amongst other things, you have this black orchid honey chip.
Yes, it is sleep time.
You put it in, and you start to float. Just, you don't have any cares, and it's like for a minute, it's kind of a panic because you've kind of lost yourself. Like everything you were was, and no matter where you look, there's nothing to be mad at. It's just like being inside a big velvet bubble. And for a while, you get mad at that. Like, quit making me feel nice. I don't like it. I don't know what to do here. You're fighting the nice. But eventually...
Floating inside the bottle.
Yeah, the bubble,
so
the
it
bubble
like
is
a little
just...
bouncing around inside the bottle for a while.
Yeah, just
for a
slowly
little
just
while.
doom.
And then you start to slow down and slow down. And eventually you just go limp. You look like every body in every science fiction movie floating in one of those tall green tubes. Except you're a bear. Well, no, you're a honey badger dressed as a red panda. And the juice you're floating in keeps getting corrupted by the blood coming out of the material. So it's kind of not exactly the same as every science fiction movie ever.
It's cherry cola.
It's...
There you go.
And as you float in this peaceful space, you come to realize you can stay here. As long as you keep this chip in, you don't ever have to be angry again.
But it is kind of fun.
Your hand starts to kind of reach up to the chip. Do you or don't you take it out?
I mean, I'll take a nap first.
And with that, you float away. And 100 years later, the story is told of the honey badger Buddha, who came out of his deep sleep, knowing only peace and love for everyone around him. He traveled the world and settled wars and ended conflicts that had gone on for generations. And he was amazing. But there's one part of the story they don't tell. The night he took the chip out and hunted down that fucking koala. And that is where we will drop the drop on tonight.
With me.
I have to do these two a day more often. That was nuts. Oh. Thank you all. That was crazy. That was so much fun. Oh. Okay. Let's go around here and let's dot our I's and cross our T's and make this official. Tell us what you do when you're not here. Nick, who played Smolder so brilliantly for us tonight, are you running a game somewheres?
I mean, not this month. I'm talking to, the game that you ran for Dorm Life. I'm talking to Sans and those people if they want to kind of continue the story long enough in the future that it's kind of a little bit of character development happens, but at the same time we can kind of keep the story going from a different spot, kind of thing.
Oh, that is awesome! I love that very much. I didn't know that. Thank you. I was fishing when I asked that question.
The other thing,
I wasn't talking about anything in particular. I just had this memory that you were running a game somewhere, so I just brought it up, hoping that it was about you. But yeah, we've got some other stuff going, but I'll talk about that in a couple minutes. You were also a full-time university student, right?
Yeah, that's for one more week of classes, and then it's everything goes wrong, and then it's no classes for a while. And
Right.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'll bet. Well, you've from what I've seen, you've earned it, and thank you again for coming to play with us tonight.
Yeah.
I know you don't have a ton of role playing experience, so to come in here and play at this level, at this speed, is very impressive. Thank you very much. Bernadette was played for us tonight by Solar Dasher. Tell us what else you do, because you got lots of stuff on the go.
I'm in multiple different Dungeons and Dragons and similar games. I might be getting over my head. I'm also in a game that you will probably talk about in a little bit too, starting next year.
I will be, yep.
Yep. I have my own role play game that's all written out role play called Bleach: The Darkness Within.
Nice.
I've worked on getting that back going again. We've been successfully posting, so hopefully we'll keep that up and get going. If you want to know where to find that, you can find me in the Dirty 20 Discord under Solar Dasher. Also, I do play lately a bunch of Fortnite and Among Us, also under Solar Dasher or Solar. So come and find me there too.
Awesome. And yeah, you can get a hold of all of us through our Discord over at Dirty 20 Gaming. I just posted it over in chat. And that leaves us with the actor portraying Charles Snarls Barkley for us tonight. I got all the way to there without screwing one up.
Almost.
Oh well, so close. But yeah, Bison, thank you again as always. You always show up. You always bring something weird, and I love it. Thank you so much. What else? You speaking of which, I mean, we did Shadow Brewing tonight. How's the planning going?
Well, I am, for those of you who don't know, I am working on a Cyberpunk Red campaign. It will not be streamed because everybody is new. And I don't want to put Twitch through me bumbling through Roll20 for the first time as a DM.
Fair enough.
It's going pretty good. I'm honestly just waiting for my friggin' computer to get here, and then I can start working in earnest, being able to get my resources installed, downloaded, and put where it needs to be. But I'm gonna say 80% there. Don't quote me.
Nice. Yeah. Nobody's going to quote you. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I want to be kept up to date on that. I also want to talk you into doing at least a one shot of those for us over here, which I guess brings me to me. It's been a little slow lately because of the season and all. So we are starting in the new year. It's going to get flippin' busy around here. Thursday night, our week starts Thursday night with Iron Sworn, which is a very serious story-driven 31 episodes in sort of traditional long-form improv storytelling. The trick with that one is there is no GM and no plot. We are all making it up on the fly as we go. Fridays is these guys, the FunSHots. These are not going to stop. I have way too much fun to doing these. The thing with these is anybody in our Discord chat that wants to be in one of these, if you tell me, I will get you in one of these, and you do not need to have a camera like these guys. If you're shy or your equipment simply isn't up to the task, all you need is a mic, and I will get you in this game. Saturdays, this is going to be fun. This is our new show in the new year. Two of the people here tonight are going to be in this Corsairs of the Cosmos. This is our space pirates game that is going to be based on the Scum and Villainy system that I am wrapping my head around at this point. And we are going to get into that. It's going to be ridiculous fun. This is going to be a 10 to 12 session season. And then we'll fold the tent on this team and start another team in the same world in order. So the things that happen in the first game will be history in the second game.
Universe is a big place.
It is. And then on Sundays, we're going to be doing another show with the other person who's here tonight, Timely Interventions. This is time traveling detectives. It's my own system, Duality, which is designed to be ridiculously simple and disappear while you're playing. And they will travel through time to find out what really happened at various points in history. And of course, with time traveling, there's always the possibility that they might just maybe affect history in some way while they're there. And then this one is the only one that is, all of those are planned. Those are carved in as close to stone as you can get. But the one that is still in the final working stages is my Tuesday night show, where I'm not even going to be in it. I'm going to produce it. And what I'm asking my wonderful, wonderful people to do is anybody that wants to DM or GM or narrate or run any system one shot, we're going to do those on Tuesday nights with the cast and crew present. I will just do the intros and outros, and they will be doing the rest themselves. So look forward to that as well. I'm looking forward to all of this. Oh, and I almost forgot one. Actually, I almost forgot two. One of them is my non-streamed game on Wednesday night, so I do that. That's why there's nothing going on Wednesday nights. The other one is late February, early March. I get to go back and play with the Australians. We have been booked for season 2 of Cerberus Ascending. I get to be Paris again, and this time I get to do it in a wheelchair. So that's going to be interesting. Space in a wheelchair is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that too. So I just might be playing or running games 7 nights a week for February, March, and part of April next year. So you guys can scrape me off the wall in May. That would be really nice. Other than that, my favorite parts now, the thank yous. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Solar. Thank you, Bison. Thank you to everybody in Twitch chat. And thank you to all you future people on YouTube. I had a blast. I hope you did too. And until next time, please be nice to each other. Bye.
Bye.